all cults are kind of nascent religions. That's how religions really start. A bunch of crazy people get together and
Right.
come up with some ideas. Let's try these out. Let's live this way. This is Jordan Peterson 101. Like, religion is what you act out. Like, and if those actions, those behaviors prove successful, you know, in health, wealth, and happiness, then you pass those on to your kids, and that
Hmm.
ethic survives.
Well, that's what's so weird about like Mormonism, because you can look at it, if you look at the numbers, you'd probably say Mormonism is a highly successful religion. I think
Hmm.
Mormons generally are richer, happier, statistically across the board than the average American. But they believe is like insane.
Yeah.
Like they believe that if you're a good person, first of all, they believe that God is like a was an individual. They don't believe
Mhm.
God is like an infinite creator. They believe God is an individual person who had physical sex with Mary to produce Jesus. And that
Really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
and that if you are a good person, that if you were an individual good person, you will get to when you die, you'll be elevated to be God of your own planet somewhere. And there you'll get to bang a bunch of women and create your own like species of humans living on another planet.
Yeah.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's pretty motivational for me.
It-
That sounds fun.
yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
like,
It's
okay, is that
You're
true?
like, I'm totally on board with that. I want to bang a bunch of women. Sure,
If
be
only
god of
I
my own
believed
planet.
it.
Yeah, maybe that's the trick. You just got to make the reward like so awesome that everyone's like, damn, I want that.
I can't remember the book I read. Maybe it's I don't know. I don't think it's Hillbilly Elegy, but they were talking about the Mormons and how Utah gets a substantial amount of government assistance because they practice polygamy, and they have the main wife who's the wife on paper, but the guy has all of these other wives that are technically single mothers. So they're
Right.
all on welfare.
Oh my god.
It's so disgusting. Yeah, it's totally disgusting. So they get thousands and thousands of dollars of welfare for having all of these single moms. But the church dictates who can have multiple wives and stuff. So the guys are completely screwed. So they keep losing their young men out of Mormonism because there ain't no wives around here. They all been taken up by, people who are high ups in the church.
Do you think polygamy should be illegal?
Yeah, I think polygamy is horrible
Really?
for society. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no,
I don't know.
it
On one hand,
screws over guys.
yeah, but
I'm
okay.
a guy. I'm on team guy. Okay.
No, no, no. I agree. I agree with you that it's. I think it is bad for society overall. But on an individual level, I don't know if there's a good justification for it, except for maybe that it's bad for society
I don't know.
overall.
Maybe guys will be happier with sex robots. They can just get like a super hot sex robot if the
Well,
sex
okay, wait a
robot's
minute.
smart and
Do you
intelligent.
think
You can't have kids. I guess maybe you could adopt. I don't know.
if tomorrow polygamy was made legal, I don't think there would be like 20 years from now, I don't think there'd be some huge increase in, polyamorous marriages or whatever.
If polygamy was illegal, what do you
If it
mean?
was made legal, I don't think there'd be some huge increase in that behavior. Because I think being in
Why?
a monogamous relationship is so
We
entangled not only in human nature, but in American culture.
we have serial polygamy right now, though. That's what it like. The people aren't getting married because they're dating, and going from relationship to relationship.
No, no, no. But that's serial polygamy doesn't mean you're not with those people at the same time. You're going with someone
No,
and
but
you
it's
leave them. You're going with someone, you leave them.
technically the
That's
same thing. Like, it's
well,
different
no,
than a
it's
woman.
completely different.
Like, if a man and a woman hook up and start a family, that's different. Like, if a woman jumps from one relationship to another for 10 years, those different guys are monopolizing her potential for starting a family.
Yeah.
I sound I sound like I should be in a PragerU video.
You do sound like it.
This is depressing. The
But
only
no,
reason I'm not like I'm
but that's different. That's what I agree with you, but that's a completely different topic.
yeah. Well,
Because
I don't want to sound like a prude here. Like, I know the conservative lifestyle is more egalitarian for men. Like, it distributes the it's better. It creates a better marriage market for everyone.
Yes,
Am I clear there?
I agree
Yeah.
with that. In terms of being
Is
anti-polygamy,
having a good marriage market
banging around,
important for people? Some
I would
some
think
would say
so.
yes.
I would think so. Yes. No, okay, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Mhm.
talking about I'm only talking about specifically the idea of any person being able to marry multiple people.
Yeah.
Like on one hand,
So if you're able
I
to
think,
marry multiple people, Sitch,
well, okay,
like let's say
I
Sitch
think,
gets 5 wives.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Before we even get into that,
Sitch has his 5 wives. What are their
I think,
names?
I think the big problem, if they made polygamy legally acceptable,
Mm-hmm.
is that it'd be ripe for abuse because you'd have these situations where you have these cults or whatever, where the guy marries, 20 women who, he brainwashed them since they were children, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
again, maybe that's already happening. They're just not technically legally married. So does it really make that much of a difference?
Uh, yeah. Okay. So you're saying, yeah, I guess it would make a difference though, because at least they're hiding it a bit. It's not like in your
Well,
face.
I guess the
I guess it would
question,
solve the welfare problem.
well, my question would be, whether if polygamy was legalized, would it actually increase the behavior? And I don't think it really would increase it that much.
Polygamy is in a lot of places around the world, and those societies tend to be more violent, have more violent crime because you have all of these low status males who are locked out of the marriage market with nothing to
Right.
lose. So they're going to go out and raise hell. Why wouldn't they? I would. I'm
Well,
going to
okay,
start
so
a
but
street
see,
gang. If I'm not, if I'm 25 and I never got laid, I'm throwing Molotov cocktails.
this is the importance of separation of church and state, because when we have this conversation about polygamy, it's totally based around results
Yeah,
and outcomes.
exactly. It
It's totally
is
based around,
consequentialism.
consequential. Yes, it's totally based around what's going to happen if you have widespread polygamy or not. It has nothing to do with faith or religion or any of that stuff, and that's why it's so important that there is a separation of church and state. Because what if your government supports religion? Like, what if your local government in Utah, is going to be like, yeah, polygamy for everyone, polygamy for everyone, because of religious reasons, not because of the consequences.
All right, you're making me look up that crazy book that I read because the guy, it's about Mormons, and the guy in it is a murderer, and he murders, I think, his ex or one of his wives or his ex-wife, his ex main wife, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and her boyfriend, and he convinces a brother and a friend to help him do the murder, and I think he does it by he has this magic typewriter that he gets out and he types messages from God. And he's like shows him the letter and says like, look, God wants us to kill my ex-wife. I thought, how convenient that God doesn't want you to kill like some evil fucking corporate titan poisoning the water system, but he wants
Right.
you to go after your ex-wife. If you read that book from an evolutionary mindset, it's just like everything makes perfect sense. He's the evolutionary motives behind everything that he's doing, he's just
Mm-hmm.
justifying with religion.